All right, hey, what's up, everybody? Mike Lindsley back with you. 9 minutes with me here from Rosie's Corner on IGTV, Facebook, and on YouTube. I got to tell you, folks, I walked in here, smells amazing. It is Fish Friday, the haddock. They've got the coleslaw with it, or the mac and cheese. Incredible stuff. Pizza, wings, pasta, hot and cold subs. They've got some great appetizers. They do burgers. They do themed foods during the week. Pork Wednesday, Taco Tuesday, you name it, they're doing it. Monday cruise night, awesome stuff. They have a band outside, and you can get your ice cream and order up your food. So get down here to Rosie's Corner. It is just off the Bartell Road exit in Brewerton. Very simple. Head right up Bartell Road, take a right on Route 11. It's right in front of the Brewerton Bridge. Phenomenal place to be. Jody, Jason, and the gang doing an amazing job. And make sure that you do come down here and enjoy the water, enjoy the food, enjoy the music, the amenities, the food days, and all the rest. And the ice cream truck is terrific. By the way, Ice Cream Social Media Night is every Tuesday night. You come here, take a selfie with your ice cream, post it on Instagram and Facebook, tag Rosie's, and you get a free small cone to use that night or later this summer. Can you believe the home runs that are flying out of the ballpark in Major League Baseball? Clearly, the commissioner, Rob Manfred, every single time he gets questioned about it, it doesn't matter who asks him. It doesn't matter if it's a beat guy. It doesn't matter if it, from any team. It doesn't matter if it's a national media guy. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who it is. He gets questioned. He gets very defensive in terms of the baseball. Clearly, they did something with the baseball. Clearly, they messed with it in some capacity. And the reason why is because these home runs are flying out all over the place. If that weren't the key, the key reason, well, then tell me what is. Guys aren't any bigger, faster, stronger than they were last year. Pitchers aren't any worse than they were last year. And the ballparks didn't exactly get shrunk down in the offseason. It's not like you moved in the walls, from the fences from last year. They're playing in the same exact parks, the same exact dimensions. And if anything, pitching's probably gotten stronger because we're seeing the power bullpen arms come out. And of course, all those strikeouts. And I don't think starting pitching has gotten stronger. In fact, I hope that it returns a little bit more in Major League Baseball. I'm kind of tired of a million relievers being used every game and all the rest. I'd like to see more guys be able to go 6, 7 innings. I know that's probably not possible, but Jesus, these days, guys can't even go 3, 4 innings sometimes. Sometimes you get to the 4th, 5th, and it's like, okay, taxed out, boom, let's get to the middle relief. And it just seems to me that we need a little bit more of that starting pitching. I'm not asking people to go throwback. I'm not asking them to go 9 innings. I'm not asking them to go to 10 innings in a World Series game like Jack Morris. I'm not asking for that, but I'd like to see more starting pitching. But it's not like there were revolutionary things and changes that happened in the offseason from 2018 and 19. We're playing the exact same game. We're playing it between the lines. We're playing it in the same parks, the same dimensions, the same everything. Body types have not grown that much at all. It's the same game as it was last year. It's clearly the baseball. There's no question about it. And the commissioner needs to face the music here and talk about that a little bit. Or if he doesn't want to, you got to go back a little bit and go to the old baseball. And I'm not talking about an old baseball from 1950. I'm talking about the damn thing that you used last year. Because whatever the hell they did to this baseball, it's making these things fly out. Now, look, I am all for home runs. I'm all for excitement. I'm all for superstars hitting bombs. I'm all for it. I mean, did you watch the Phillies-Cubs game last night as we record this? Bryce Harper helped the Phillies win that game with a walk-off home run. He had a walk-off grand slam. They scored 6 runs in the ninth. He sprinted around the base pass and gave Philly fans basically a state of hysteria for a little while. I'm all into those moments. I'm all into walk-offs. I'm all into long home runs. I'm in, chicks dig the long ball. Well, guess what? ML digs the long ball too. But Jesus, only to a certain extent. My God. And look, I have no problem with Pete Alonso and Cody Bellinger and Mike Trout. These guys already at 40 home runs. I have 0 issues with that whatsoever. The issue I have is when you have mid-level guys on a roster, mid to low-level guys, and all of a sudden you peak up and you're like, how in the world does this guy have 25 home runs? How in the world does this guy have 30 home runs? He's not even that great of a power hitter. He's not even that talented of a guy. You look at some guys in the 6 hole, the 7, 8, 9 hole, those guys shouldn't have 30 home runs. They shouldn't even be knocking on the door really year in, year out actively at 20 home runs. But for some reason, when you go up and down a lot of these rosters, there's mid to low level guys. There's some DHs. There's some bench guys that are going to be hovering around 25, 30 home runs. It's too much. There are too many home runs being hit across the board. I know that some people are just cringing listening to this right now, going, oh, here we go, the get off my lawn guy, just let it go, let it fly, the home runs. It'd be okay if we didn't have as many strikeouts as well. The reason I'm saying this is because the ball's not getting put in play as much to complement the home runs. I always talk about this on the Yankee level. I don't mind if they hit, 235, 40 home runs a season, as long as they're hitting the ball, putting the ball in play, getting runners home from third base, getting, 2-out hits, which they have done this year. So I don't have a problem with all those home runs because they're complementing the balanced hitting with runners in scoring position, getting, the ball in play with 2 out, getting sacrifice flies with 1 out and a guy on third. You're complementing that as opposed to relying on that. I don't have a problem with that. Well, now take that and mushroom it to a much larger scale. That's what we have in Major League Baseball. We have the opposite of what I was just saying. We have the balance that has gone away because it's all about hitting the ball out of the ballpark and then striking out. Very rarely do you get into a situation where it's hit and a steal and moving a guy over and you get a couple of runs and manufacture it and then you hit the big bomb. If you're going to score 4 or 5 in an inning, it's usually 2 home runs in that inning for sure. It's a couple solo home runs and maybe another 3-run blast. Or, if you score 3-4 runs early in a game, you're knocking around the starting pitcher, chances are it's off a home run. I'm all for excitement. I understand that baseball needs a few jolts right now. The game is a little too slow. There's a lot of things going on. People criticize it. Too many pitching changes, blah, blah, blah. But one of the major problems within the pace of play of baseball and all that is that as we have strikeouts and as we have more home runs, folks, that creates more pitching. That creates more of those pitching changes. That creates a tardiness to the game. That creates longer games. Why? Because the more strikeouts you have, that means that, you're going in, a bullpen guy gets maybe 3-5 strikeouts pitching 2 innings. He goes right out of the game because you got to use him fresh for the next day. Boom, pitching change. Now you turn the tables and say that, you give up 5-6 home runs in a game, your starter's out of the game in the 4th inning, boom, pitching change again, and the ball isn't getting put in play. There aren't as many steals. So the home runs, again, we've seen great players throughout baseball history. Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Willie Mays, Hank Aaron, Carl Yastrzemski, on and on, the list goes on and on and on. Frank Robinson, Stan Musial, Mickey Mantle, Joe DiMaggio. We've seen tons of players hit a ton of home runs, power guys, Willie Stargell, etc., Mel Ott. We've seen guys hitting home runs all the time, 40, 50 home runs by the time, 40 home runs mid-August, mid to late August, early September, into mid-September. You got a situation where you're going with quite possibly 50, 55 home runs, chasing records and all that. That's fine. I'm all in on it. But it's when the mid to low level guys in the order are getting a lot of home runs as well. You kind of look at that and you're like, there's no way that a career 220 hitter should have 30, 35 home runs. He hits 7th in our order. I mean, it's just ridiculous. But that's the way the game is. I think it all has to do with the baseball. Period, end of discussion. We'll see if they change that ball next year. I highly doubt it. 9 minutes with me here, Mike Lindsley, IGTV, Facebook, and on YouTube. Make sure you come on down to Rosie's Corner. Monday, cruise night. Taco Tuesday. Ice cream social media night on Tuesday nights as well, where you take a selfie with your ice cream, post it on Instagram or Facebook, tag Rosie's, you get a free small cone to use that night or later this summer. Also, you got Pork Wednesday, you have Fish Friday like today with the coleslaw or the mac and cheese. This place is phenomenal. Get down here. Rosie's Corner is the official pizza shop, wing shop, and ice cream shop of the ML Sports Platter. Great job to Jason, Jody, and the gang. Always a great place to come. Tip of the cap to them and their staff. I'm Mike Lindsley. One more time, hit me on Twitter at Mike L Sports. And as I always tell you, enjoy the games.